Good afternoon, customers. I am Judy from Quilters Quarters, and I am trying to hopefully give you some guidance on making some half square rectangles. They have always been hard for me to do, but I've done some research and I think this might make it a little bit easier. First of all, this is going to be from the birthday blooms for the violet for February, and there are 3 parts to the violet, and this will be involving the middle and the bottom of the violet. There's enough fabric so you can make any of these colors, any part of the violet, so this is what I have chosen. First we're going, and what we are going to do is this part of the violet. It's the half square rectangle, and you can see that they are going in opposite directions. So when you are getting ready to position your fabric to cut it, you might have to make sure that your lines are going in opposite directions. All right, first we're going to cut 2 rectangles from the bottom, 2 rectangles from the middle, and they will be 3 inches by 6 inches. And on the lighter one, which is what I chose, the sparkly one, you're going to want to, I use my Quilter's magic wand to go from corner to corner, and I'm going to draw the line, my sewing line that I'm going to use on both of these. I've already sewn this one to show, but when you're laying them out, you're going to want to make sure that, see, oh, I did that wrong. Let me do it again. This is how easy it is. When I've got these, you can see that my lines are going this way and this way. And when I laid my first one out, it's going to be laying from corner to corner. And on this one, also from corner up here to corner down here. And you're going to sew, I pin mine a little bit just to make it stay. And I sew just 1 thread to the inside of the line. I would do that on this one also. When I'm done, I will trim it in the middle, cut them in half so that it looks like that. If I were doing this, it would be the opposite too. Now you can take these and press the seam open. I will be right back. Okay, I have now pressed these, what it came off as, and I've pressed the seams open. Now we have to trim it, because if you look on the finished, there's a little, the line is not going from corner to corner. It's like about 1/8 of an inch over on each side. So I'll give you an easy way to be able to trim this. Take your ruler, and I'm using a Sharpie with it, and you go in 1/4 of an inch on both ends, mark a little dot, and then I know that my piece is going to be 2.5 by 4.5 inches, so I'll mark down a line so I know that this is my trimming line. And again, over here I go in 1/4 of an inch and mark a dot. When you're laying this out, you're going to lay your dots on this line between the two fabrics, and it should make it pretty much 2.5 inches. But you want to look and make sure that you've got that little 1/8 of an inch up here. Let's go a little bit further up, because I want to make sure I've got enough room down on the bottom too. And I will trim, and if there's anything extra on the side, you can trim that also. Turn it around. This time I'm going to line my line up with the edge, and I still got my dots here, and yes, I do have my 1/8 of an inch, and I've got a little bit that I'm going to trim here, and you have a perfect half square rectangle triangle. When you're putting these together, as you can see on here, there's the one, and because you're going to use, you will also have to, for the ones that were done the opposite direction, you'll do the same thing. Mark your dot, and your 2.5 by 4.5, and do the same thing when you're squaring it up. And when you're putting these together, you'll see that they work perfectly. So I hope this has helped you, and if you have any questions, you can still ask us. You can call us. We also have a little session after the 3rd Saturday of the month. The afternoon is reserved for training on this, and this is again Judy from Quilters Quarters, and I thank you for tuning in.